Fable.
Oh my god. Sprocket, hi.
Hi. I was just wondering where you were, actually.
You you were?
I mean, yeah, I haven't seen you in a few days, so I was curious on where you wandered off to.
Uh just been I don't know, not a lot really happening right now, so I've been kind of, relaxing for once. Doesn't really get to happen that often, so things aren't super bad right now, so it's, good chance to not have to worry about anything, I guess.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm. What have you been up to?
The usual. Writing, working on projects. Nothing super interesting.
Okay. Eh, what kind of projects?
I'm just still trying to figure out how to get out of here. Um, mm, that and just working on repairs for things.
Hmm. You don't happen to know anything about this, would you?
Oh,
This.
no. I haven't seen anything about this besides the giant ass stand that they put up. What is it? Is it like...
I don't know. There's a book in it.
Hmm, what does it say?
I've already read through this with Val. It's very similar to the ones that they gave out on the first day back in Zero, but it
Hmm,
wasn't made by the Parallax, clearly.
it's
But the
weird.
questions are similar.
How far are you willing to go for those you love? That's... feels threatening, almost.
It probably is. I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I'm probably a hypocrite for saying this, but some of the people here are a little... like, fucking crazy. So...
hmm. Sure,
Ahem!
I'm sure they are.
Mm-hmm.
Sprocket. Um,
Fable.
okay, I am objectively one of the most normal people here.
I need to take a
You
walk.
can laugh all you want, but it's true. I don't kill anyone. I've never killed a person
Well, I
before,
don't think that...
so
I mean, Val killed people, and you think she's normal, so...
well, that's different.
Mm-hmm.
At least I'm not
It's
walking
different?
around spitting lies to everyone, but
I
you
don't...
know,
It's not really a lie.
well, it is. I've said this like several
No.
times. It is a
I
lie.
mean, you can say it however much you want, and that isn't gonna change the fact that, in some way, it's the truth, so... I mean,
Whatever
Val's
you
even
want to tell
admitted it
yourself, man.
herself.
Well, what parts? Because some of the things you have said are objectively true, but it's like, it's not.
That
A lot
she's
of it isn't.
a machine, that she's code. She
But
came to
that's
my lab
not.
and told me it herself. She agreed with
But
me, actually.
everyone isn't. That's not true. I mean, some people are, yes, but that doesn't make them any less of people. If, like, that's something I think you should know by now, having been here since Zero
Mm.
yourself.
I mean, I've held the same standpoint since Zero. Not much to budge that.
You're stubborn. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm. If you'd like to word it like that, then yes. But,
I don't know. It's just like you aren't gonna get anywhere having that kind of mindset here. Like,
I mean,
it's gonna make it harder for you to leave if you even want to, if it's even possible, which it isn't, by the way.
but having your mindset hasn't gotten you out of here either, so I think we're at a standstill.
Mm. Well, the problem is there's no way to get out at all. So you might
I
as well
mean,
not go around being the way you are to everyone. You're gonna have a not as good of a time as you'd probably want to have. You're just gonna make it
uh,
harder on yourself.
I mean, I've been keeping out of people's ways as of recent, so not much of an issue for me, and I know where people stand about me now, so I just avoid the people that don't like me, for the most part at least.
So your way of avoiding people that don't like you is working for bot dogs, which I work there.
Well, I haven't started my first day yet. I have yet
Mm-hmm.
to see that employment notice, so I've been in my lab the entire time
Still don't know why he did that.
because he doesn't have personal bias in employment.
But it's just like it's not. That wasn't supposed. It's different, all right. It's. I told him
You
the
can keep
things you
saying
said,
that.
and he's objectively someone who you would think about in that instance, and still he's like, well, you can just make friends with Rocket.
Well,
I'm like,
I mean, to be fair, the fact that he acknowledges his, you know, existence as what it is why I'm more inclined to, listen to him.
but not everyone is
Considering,
like that. That's the thing. Like, there's very few cases of people not being quote unquote real, but like it,
I mean,
even if they aren't, it's like they aren't robots. Like it's well,
considering
some of them are, but
to, I mean, Val herself is the, manager, and she's admitted it to me that she's not a person, nor is she anything but code. And then Bill has as well, and, you know, two for two here.
it's that's the there's a difference between what they think about themselves, which usually isn't very highly, and how it actually is. I mean, they're both really stubborn,
Wouldn't
so
they
it's
know themselves better than anyone else?
it, I guess, but it's just Val doesn't see herself as a human because she is.
Or
I don't know. That's just kind of how she is. But like I know she is. I've seen the way she acts, and
is are you trying to make something of them in your head? Is that you want them to be something that they're not? Is that it? Because the
what do you
only
mean?
behavior they've exhibited to me proves me right, but you defend them with every ounce of your being, like they've always
I'm
been
not
people.
trying to make them something they're not. I know what they're like, and the way they're acting right now is different. So that's why I've been a bit confused, I guess. I I'm not trying to make them something that they're not. That's not what I'm trying to do at all. I'm trying to make them see what they are, if that makes any sense at all to you.
Fable, I've said this to Val, I've explained this to others, and now I'll explain it to you. And to put it very, very simply, when a machine is coded to act a certain way, and it breaks from that protocol, there is only a certain amount of time it can go without snapping back into place. And I believe what you're experiencing right now, where they've been acting weird, is them snapping back into place, because a machine only knows what it's been told. It doesn't know anything further than that. It can't have deductive reasoning for itself. It can only reason within the confines of what it's been told it can do, what the program allows it to do. So, putting that into perspective, the way that Valentine acts and the way that Bill acts may make more sense if you're looking at it from a standpoint where they've been betraying their code for so long, and only now are they snapping back into protocol, which Valentine agreed with me on. And if anybody's gonna know herself, it's gonna be Valentine. So,
I th- but that doesn't make any sense. I guess it kind of does, but no, I know who they are as people. I've seen how they are. I know them better than most people. And why now? I mean, the Parallax aren't even here. I mean, Val isn't getting any orders from anywhere. I
Well,
mean,
then would that be it? There's no reason to rebel anymore? There's no higher power to stray away from, so now that there's nothing to rebel against, they're falling back into line?
but this entire simulation is built on rebelling. I mean, that's all it is. It's not supposed to exist. I mean,
But now that it has all of these people supporting it and holding its weight, and there's no real threat of the Parallax anymore, as far as I know at least, then there's nobody higher than Val, and is there a reason for her to rebel anymore? Really? And again, she's admitted it to me. She's come to the place that I live, and she said it to my face. And if that's not a confession, if that's not telling me the truth, then I don't know what is, because why else would she want to be around me?
but that doesn't explain Bill though, because he's been acting strange too, just like out of character and different. And I mean, he doesn't follow any orders, especially not anymore. Sim's gone. Oh, well, she's kind of gone, but he doesn't. He's never followed orders. Like since we got to Zero, that's never been the case, and now all of a sudden he's acting like he's just like code. He's just following what he knows.
He did say he was code on the first day, so.
I don't know. He's acting different, and that what you said doesn't explain that. And Val is just she's like that. She says what other people want to hear in terms of, you know, that she's bad, that she's untrustworthy. She's gonna accept it if she thinks herself it's true, and I don't think it's true.
Well, if you want to believe it that way, then I can't change your mind. I mean, that's not what I've been intending to do either, really. There's no point, considering you call me stubborn, but you were incredibly stubborn yourself. So, I mean, whatever helps you sleep at night.
I'm less and more that I know them. I know them better than most people. I mean, they're my siblings. I know them very well. I know that this is not how they're this is not how they're supposed to act, and it's weird, and I don't know what to do about it, but I don't think they're breaking apart from some sort of programming. It doesn't make any sense, because we did all of that work back in Zero to prove that I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I can't really tell you anything you're gonna want to hear, and I can't explain it for you, because as much as I do know, you do technically understand them more than I do, considering you've known them for as long as Simulation Zero lasted and then up until this point, so I can't make any jumps personality-wise, but I do know the fundamentals. And that's what I'll keep explaining until I either am proven otherwise, or I die for good, or I somehow find a way out. Those are my three options.
When you, quote-unquote, find a way out, where are you going to go?
Home.
What would you have gotten out of this? You're just making it harder for other people.
Okay, and why should I care? Other people isn't why I'm trying to find a way out. I'm trying to find a way out for myself.
But acting the way you are isn't going to help you.
I mean, acting the way you have hasn't helped you out either. In fact, it's probably made things worse based on everything that I've seen. So, I mean, if burning every bridge, I say with air quotes, because I don't really have bridges to begin with, means that I can find a way to escape on my own, then I'll do that. I'll do whatever it takes, and I don't think that you or many people grasp that. I would do anything, and I mean anything, to be out.
I guess I understand that. Listen, I don't want anyone to be here as much as, you know, anyone else, but it's... There is no way to leave as far as anyone here knows, and I don't think any amount of begging or killing or fighting with people is going to get you there no matter what.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not doing most of those things. I mean, putting it into perspective, like, really I would do anything, and I don't really care what means I have to get to do so. Not that it really matters anyways.
I don't know. I don't... I guess I understand. It's just... I don't like it when people don't see those two especially as just code. Like, they're just following orders because I know they don't want to, and it's not all they are, and I've been trying to protect them from that, and I just keep failing, I guess. Like, I can't convince anyone. Everyone just sees the worst in both of them all the time. I'm just left to keep defending it till can't anymore. I'm not saying you're seeing the worst in them, I'm saying they're more than that, and I wish more people could see that.
I mean, at what point does what you're doing become pointless, right? Because you
Never.
are going... I don't think you're ever really going to change the general opinion on these people that you care so much about, but the fact that you have your own opinion means that you should be sticking by that. I don't think that what other people think of them should influence how you feel, because at the end of the day, like you said, you know them the best. So why are you letting other people get to you like that?
Because I know how it ends.
But
Because
are you in any place to change that? Do you
I
think that
want to.
maybe it's just fate?
No, it's not. Because there are times where people knowing more about them could have saved them. And that doesn't even go for just them. People knowing more about anyone and having the actual context behind why they're doing the things they're doing could fix things. And I know that. And that's why I'm trying to do it now, because if I don't, then bad things are going to happen, and I cannot let bad things happen again.
Fable,
That's why I'm doing it.
bad things are always going to happen. That is how the human nature is. And I'm putting human nature again in air quotes because, you know. But these people only know what they've been taught. These people only know what they think they know, and that's not going to change what they do and how they act. You know, the Twilight Society, they're set
Yeah.
in their own ways. You're not going to change that. I don't think no amount of pleading could get them their heads out of their own asses to save their lives. And I think that's just the nature of putting so many people in one place with each other and then telling them to all get along and telling them that everything will be alright and telling them that this will be good for them and telling them that these specific people have their best interests in mind, because they don't, and some people will believe you and some people won't, and there's not anything you can do to change that. And I think trying so hard is only going to do the opposite of what you want, and it's only going to wear you down. I think you should focus more on your own opinions and focus more on those people around you that matter to you, because if we're being realistic, you're not going to change the past. And I know that's probably what you're not trying to intend to do, but you dwell on it so much that you aren't seeing forward. And that's not going to help you.
There's a reason why I do that, though. Because knowing the past can help people now. And that's why I'm trying to make sure that the stuff from the past doesn't happen again, because I know how it ends. And I can't let it happen again. That's why I'm doing it.
Having these things from the past so easily accessible only leads people to think of the worst of the people that you care about. I mean, the whole thing with the kinship and the whole
Wouldn't it be
thing.
better to know so people don't repeat it?
It's gonna be repeated regardless. You can't really
You
escape
don't know that.
I mean, I'm not entirely sure of it. I can't see into the future, but again, regarding human nature, you know.
There was a lot of nuance to that entire situation. It's not going to happen again. And I'm trying to make sure it doesn't by any means possible. I'm trying to make sure nothing that happened happens again. And I keep failing at it, and I don't know why.
Maybe that's a sign.
And but it doesn't hurt to try. I'm not. There's a reason why I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard to get people to understand and to listen to me, and it's not working. And
because if somebody doesn't want to understand, then they're not going to, because that has to be something that you seek out. And if you don't intend on listening to somebody, that you're not going to listen. You can't change these people's minds. You can only hope that their minds will be changed, and most times out of 10 it doesn't work because these people are stubborn. And a lot of the time they're not going to trust someone who is an associate of. So let's say Twilight Society, they don't like Valentine, they don't trust her, then they're not going to trust you. They're not going to listen to what you have to say because they know that you're close to her.
I know. That's exactly how it was last time. I know. But I'm trying really hard to make sure that, I don't get killed again. The people I love don't get killed again. That these fights don't break out. That these rumors don't spread. I'm trying because I know what to do now. I can change things. I know more than probably anybody here, besides maybe Val and Bill and Cooper. And
somebody died yesterday, so.
But that's.
Goes to show how much that's working. Again, I
know it's not working, Sprocket. I know that, but I'm trying. And
then what's the point? Because, again, as I see it, I don't think you really should be prioritizing anybody's opinions over your own and the people around that you're close with, because inevitably that's just going to wear you down. You're not going to feel any better about it. You're going to feel worse, because these people don't like you, Fable, and they don't have any regard for you because
what do you know?
They don't see you as a person.
What do you know?
I know a lot of things. I'm around.
You don't. I don't think you know as much as you think you do.
Is that so?
You act so smart all the time. Like you know everything about this place and you know how it works. But I think you're just scared. You're acting like you know everything so no one comes at you for it.
I'm not scared. I don't have a reason to be scared. Who do you think I'd be scared
Everyone here is scared. Don't lie.
I'm not scared. Are you? Of what?
Yes.
Why?
Why wouldn't I be?
Why would you? What is there to be afraid of?
That's exactly my point. You don't know anything. Because if you did, you would know why.
Yeah, okay. Sure. deflect that back on me. See how that turns out. Again, in my initial assumption, I was also right, because you still haven't changed since the last altercation, I'll put in air quotes, we had.
What were you expecting?
Improvement, but I see that I've been, thinking too highly of your capabilities. I think it's actually impressive that you've gotten worse. Which is, like, that has to be a skill at this point, because, wow, I thought it got to rock bottom already. But I was sorely mistaken. Real unfortunate, Fable. Real unfortunate. Because at least Val and Bill can really comprehend their own nature, but you're so focused that you just don't see your own. You can't see 2 feet ahead of you. You're always dwelling on what's happened in the past instead of looking forward and looking towards change. And that says a lot about you as a
I'm done
person.
listening to you talk.
Alright, then leave. Nothing's keeping you here. You could have walked away at any point. It's words, really. And if you're letting that get to you, then that's unfortunate, because at the end of the day, it's just words. Can't hurt
Your
you.
words are gonna get you killed again.
Okay, and I'd like to see it happen. Maybe it'll prove my point. Maybe it'll give
There's
me
a
some
point where you
resources.
cannot come back. There's a point where you're gonna get to a point where you aren't going to ever be able to leave. You're getting real close.
There's no real proof of that to show me, so... I mean... I'll learn the hard way then. But...
I hope you do.
Goodbye, Fable. Good talk.